David Malachar here with the Liberty Chronicle Independent, covering today the Snohomish County chapter of the Libertarian Party in Washington State. We have with us Anthony Welti, who is the current chair of the chapter, and we're going to be speaking today on what brought the LP Snohomish chapter into creation and all of the things that they wish to accomplish, both with candidates and future events, plans. Anthony, it's wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
First question, what possessed you to step up and form a Libertarian Party chapter here in Snohomish County, Washington?
I care. I care about my future. I care about my friend's future. I care about my family's future, most of all my son. So as the last major election was going on, I realized there's a void in Snohomish County. A lot of people's voices weren't being heard. And somebody has to step up and hopefully bring people together and find a common bound, common things that we can all agree upon as opposed to disagree. So that's one of my writing philosophies, is try to bring people together. And hopefully that's what we're doing here up in Snohomish County at the Libertarian Party.
So let's give the viewers a little bit of background on yourself. You were very active in the 2016 Gary Johnson campaign. Let's get a little insight on how things went and how that's prepared you for your role that you're in today.
The Gary Johnson campaign was a lot of fun. Getting out, waving signs, meeting some new friends, new libertarians, people that are really starting to wake up to some of the corruption. But what I found was there was still a void in visibility for the Libertarian Party. And I wanted to help Gary with that because I felt like he was an honorable man, and I wanted to kind of put my vote of confidence behind him. So working in Snohomish County, really just trying to spread the word as far and as fast as possible that there was a third party, there is another option, and you're not stuck with the old dying two-party political system that we all come to know and hate.
So speaking of the chapter today, you guys are planning on assisting candidates, you guys are bringing in volunteers, you guys are able to figure out how to get everywhere people that need to be in places. Let's get a little insight on what's been established so far with the ground running.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, a lot of work. Right now we've been building our executive board, our directors and committees and such to really help point the arrow, right? There's a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of people that want to help. And what we're trying to do right now is figure out how to plug and play people to the areas that they have strengths in. So really just focusing on individual strengths so we can just hammer that and be as efficient as possible in how we spread our message, to who we spread our message to, and to help educate ourselves on the issues local to our community and what our constituents are pained over and how the political system is harming their lives.
So the Libertarian Party is the party of individual freedom, as we're very well aware.
Yeah.
With that being said, in Snohomish County, what are some of the issues that your guys' chapter want to address with both volunteers and the candidates, the things that are being ignored by the two-party system, things that you may be able to do that they can't do? Let's get some ideas on that.
I think a hot topic these days is homelessness, right? And it's very easy to judge what we see on the streets as this person's homeless, they're drug addicts, and they're just going to do what they do. So I think one of the projects we're going to work on is really to try to identify areas where the government is making it more difficult, not easier, to become a homeowner, to become a good tenant in a rental property. Things like taxes. Linwood here in Snohomish County just passed the highest sales tax in the entire country. We're at 10.4% sales tax, and that directly hurts the underprivileged people, the impoverished people that have to pay more for the same goods and services that they got yesterday that now cost more today. So hopefully we can identify some very specific regulations, some things that are maybe hampering nonprofits that are trying to help these people. Even little things like maybe tiny homes might be a good solution. So, right now my goal is to learn from the homeless people, from the nonprofits, that what troubles are they having? so we can help identify those specific issues, as opposed to raise taxes and then we're going to give that money to homeless people with solutions that typically don't work. And I think historically that's been proven. So we're going to try to come at it from a different perspective.
So is there a plan for outreach to be able to get to the shelters that may be available, like the local community churches or organizations that have outreach programs? Do you guys plan on mingling in with them and seeing how you can get involved? Maybe there's some work that can be done together?
Yeah, no, definitely. And, you know, unfortunately right now we still are in the beginnings a little bit, so we've got some great ideas. What I want to make sure that we do is we aim small, we miss small. So I think from my perspective as the chair of the party here this year, I'd like to do one community outreach event. Just one. That's one more than was done last year, and I think that's a good starting point. There's a couple of really good charities in the area that work with homeless people. The Cocoon House up in Everett, they work with at-risk youth. 1 in 25 kids is homeless in this country. So I'd really love to network with them and figure out what they're doing and how our chapter might be able to just lend a helping hand. You know, and if we can find ways to do that day by day, month by month, you know, eventually we will figure out what the real solutions to these problems are. And I believe firmly in our individual liberties, based on the fact that volunteerism works. And if we put our efforts in, we put our boots on the ground, I think we can actually impact these people more so than any government program could.
Absolutely. So speaking on the outreach, along those lines, do you guys see yourselves presenting an option that is definitely, without a doubt, different from the other two parties? So how does your brand appeal to someone who may be a Republican, or your brand could appeal to someone who identifies as a Democrat or a progressive? How can you reach out to all the different sides to bring them in for working together almost as in unity?
I think that's a great question. You know, I think building bridges is going to be key. Finding ways where, or not ways, excuse me, areas where we agree as opposed to disagree, and focusing on those 3 or 4 topics as opposed to the 10 or 20 we maybe disagree on. And I think what that does is it builds a mutual respect. But frankly, one of the things we want to do is we want to reach out to the people that maybe haven't been voting because they're pissed off at the political climate. Maybe they don't like government, you know, and if we can help find those people and maybe bring them to a party that represents their beliefs that maybe they just haven't had an exposure to yet because they're so used to the left or the right that they haven't even heard about what's in the middle, which is the Libertarian Party. You know, ideally we'd be reaching out to those folks, and instead of fighting an uphill battle with old school Republicans or old school Democrats, we're going to offer a solution to people that maybe are tired of those two groups to begin with.
Anthony, thank you so much for answering my questions.
Thank you.
This is Liberty Chronicle Independent. I'm David Malachar, your Snohomish County Chair of the Libertarian Party of Washington State. Again, thank you so much. What is the Facebook page that people can go to like the page?
So we are Snoco, SNOCOLP.com, and also Snoco LP at Facebook, and also Twitter. So you can find us that real simply. Snoco LP for short for Snohomish County Libertarian Party.
And if someone wanted to volunteer, is there information on there to sign up?
We'll find a way to plug in anybody with a breath and a heart that wants to contribute to individual liberty. So you can reach out to us via email, through the website, through Facebook. You know, we'll find a passion project that you feel like contributing to, and we'll try to get you plugged in.
Excellent. Signing out.